your stuff never work either, or am I the only senile bitch out here? I swear, technology never works for me. When I got back from my trip, AT&T shut my phone service off, right? I have an international plan and I didn't even use my phone on the cruise boat. On the cruise boat. You know what I mean. On like when we were on the water. I only used it when we were like physically on land in the Bahamas, which my plan does cover that. I know this. So I didn't think nothing of it because when I visited Ireland, when I first came back, my phone was a little weird. But that was for like 10 or 20 minutes. After like 3 hours, I'm like, something ain't right. Then we leave the hotel where there was Wi Fi, and yeah, I couldn't access Instagram, YouTube, nothing. I couldn't even make a phone call or get text messages. AT&T shut my service off. But then here's the best part. We got back to Miami on a Friday. We were staying until Saturday. I call. They didn't have a live person on until Monday. I'm like, what if I traveled by myself? I'd be in like a lot of danger. I mean, I would deb my way out of it, but like, come on, who does that shit? At least let me be able to get in touch with you. So yeah, that was really annoying. But yeah, that weird shit be happening to me. That weird shit, it be happening to me all the time. You can't make this shit up. Man. So, you heard I went to Nassau. How ironic that my Untold interview came out that Friday. And yes, I was shitting myself that I couldn't access the internet because I didn't know what the fuck people were going to be saying. And so far, everybody's been really nice. I'm off work tomorrow. I'm so happy. You ever at work and like something happens and it's like 2 minutes past your time to leave and you're like, bitch, I got a baby to get home to. And when I say baby, I mean my bong. It's my child. Come on, child. All right, so who's my dad? I don't fucking know, but let's talk. I love how everyone's like, oh, well, why don't you? Aren't we just enjoying following along the story? I've drug it out for 32 years. Let's drag it out 32 more. So, I've had a lot of adults as a child tell me these suspects, which stop fucking with children's heads. But anyway, I mean, one of them that told me this was a pedophile, so it's not like he cared about children's feelings in the first place. We'll get to that another day. But yeah, so I was told that it could possibly be. So my store that we lived on top of was in between two chicken stores owned by the same person. We kind of had beef with that person, that owner. I really don't know what the issue was. Rumor has it that he always wanted our building. What do you know? It was sold to him, of course, even though my mom did not want to sell it to him. My aunt and uncle said, oh, well, we had to get rid of it. Oh, it's such a burden. So, yeah, she's rolling in her fucking grave. So, we'll talk about that another time as well. So, anyway, there was a guy that worked at the store. He was very nice. He always would chit chat with my mom. I was told by somebody that he might be my dad. Now I know he did give us some freebies here and there. He was very nice to my mom. I don't look like him though. We're both short. By the way, I already filmed this episode without my microphone. What a dumbass. I just got so excited and I started yapping. Half an hour later, I'm like, I don't have a microphone. So, anyway, so it's always been a thought in my mind. So now I'm older. I got balls. Big, 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 big jiggly balls now. So, long story short, I find him and I got his phone number. And we spoke on the phone recently. And we started out with a soft conversation, some questions I had for him. I also did thank him. I never got a chance to thank him because he actually, him along with two other people, did try to get into my house when it was on fire and save my mom. So I did finally get to thank him for that, which he said, you don't have to thank me, but of course I would. So then I finally asked him, I'm like, hey, did you sleep with my mom? We're all adults here. I know it's an awkward question, but. And he's like, do you think I'm your dad? And I was like, well, if you never slept with my mom, you can't. That's not possible. So that's the first question. And he's like, no, I never slept with her. So that theory's out. But then here's the kick in the balls, right? I wouldn't not from him, but just in like a kick in the balls from life. He then says, you know, I would have loved to be able to say that I am your dad because I've always wanted a daughter. And that shit, you know, that kind of stung a bit. It makes you like wonder. It's like, wow. And it's like, I have all this family that don't fuck with me, and then like here's somebody who would have loved to be related to me. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it felt good to finally squash that theory, even though I never thought it was him. But there was always that thought. So it was very nice to talk to him. But yeah, hearing that he always wanted a daughter and that he would have loved to be my dad, it just really, you know, it was so sweet of him to say, but it hurts at the same time. So it ain't him, it ain't him. So why that person wanted to tell me that? I don't know. People just be saying shit. But then he follows up with another piece of information that is new to me. New to me now, new to you. Okay? He then says, well, you know, before you were born, I used to see your mom getting picked up by some guy on a motorcycle. He said, I don't know what he looked like. I don't know anything about him. I just know that he had a motorcycle. And it was pretty much like a year before I was born. So now there's some mysterious motorcycle man. I mean, it's like, okay, ma. I don't fucking know. I used to enjoy being on bikes, but now I'm like way too anxious for that. But maybe that's why, you know, I had that in my blood. I don't know. Maybe we're on to something. Maybe we're getting somewhere. But that piece of information definitely, I'm going to hold on to that. We'll see. It might not mean anything. Maybe my mom was being a little hoe. I don't know. And we ain't going to judge her for that, right? So, I mean, she only got one kid. Some of you got like six from like all different men. So, don't be judging over here. So, yeah, that was interesting. So, it is not Chicken Store Guy. So, thank you to everybody that voted on that, even though most of you do not think it's him anyway. So, that theory squashed.